Unbelievable story out of Illinois from last week. Champaign abortion doctor left fetus parts in woman's body, lawsuit alleges. A woman from Indiana traveled to Illinois in spring of 2023. She was about 22 weeks pregnant, and the abortion provider, Reisinger Kindle, reported that he provided the abortion and, according to his report, products of conception were visibly inspected and confirmed to be complete. He's saying that he checked all the parts that he removed from her in this later abortion procedure and found that they were all there. And he also said in the report that he did a final examination and her uterus was empty. But she was experiencing cramping and ongoing concerning symptoms, so she ended up going to the emergency room where they found parts of the fetus in her pelvis and also adhered to her intestines. And it appears that Reisinger Kindle perforated her uterus because they found a hole in her uterus about the size of a quarter. The woman has filed a lawsuit against Reisinger Kindle, and in the medical report that was included with the filings, the OBGYN that they're, I guess, using as an expert witness said that Reisinger Kindle deviated from a reasonable standard of care, in the sense that it's not a reasonable standard of care in later abortion procedures to not realize that you left parts of the fetus inside the woman or to perforate her uterus. This is the expert witness's report that was included with the filings. It talks about how this expert witness is a board-certified OBGYN with over 35 years of experience and specifically having done over 1,000 first and second trimester abortions his or herself. Basically, this expert witness reviews the medical records and summarizes them. You can see some of that here. But I'm going to quote from you the really key part, and it is graphic, so if you don't have the stomach for this, you might want to skip this part. The patient was found to have half of a deceased preborn human being in the right pelvis of the patient with evidence of severe and intentional trauma. The baby's body was transected at the pelvis with no legs or feet present. Stumps of both femurs extended from the soft tissue of the torso. The upper extremities were missing from elbow distally on both sides. The skull was crushed and no brain was present. The face was non-recognizable. There were small bony fragments in the mother's pelvis. Very difficult to imagine how it would be possible for the abortion provider to have confirmed that the uterus was empty and to have checked the products of conception to make sure that they were complete, for all that to be true, and for basically half of the baby to still be inside the mother. We should eventually get to hear Reisinger Kindle, the abortion provider, we should eventually get to hear his side of the story because there's a lawsuit. In a lot of stories related to abortion or to abortion restrictions or abortion bans, there is a patient who had something bad happen to them and they have their version of the story, and then the doctors or the nurses or the medical team that actually worked with them never gets to speak up because of patient privacy. And so we hear just one side where they claim that this or that bad thing happened and they did it for these or those reasons, and the doctors can't confirm or deny. But in this case, there's a lawsuit, and if the lawsuit moves forward, then Reisinger Kindle will get to enter into record his defense. And so I'm very curious to see how this case develops.